Good morning, everyone. This is Ryan Ray at Upscale Detail Co., and I am here with
Alan Johnson
and
Terry Kelley with the Terry Kelley Group.
And today we're going to be asking them both just a couple businesses about, or a couple of questions about their businesses. I'm already getting mixed up. So I'm actually going to start there. So tell me how you both met and how this grew to be what it is today.
Awesome. Well, Terry and I go back to right when I graduated high school. I went to the medical field, and we worked for the same doctor, sharing the office. And as we evolved in life, we separated and got out of that industry, and I started selling cars. She came in and bought a car from me, and when I switched over to real estate, she was already doing real estate, so I called her and got some 411 information, and next thing I know, I'm 7 years in, and we're having a podcast.
That is amazing. So, you know, did you see yourself doing what you're doing today? Because you said you were in the medical field.
Yep.
Did you see real estate in your future?
I did not. Honestly, I sold cars for 3 years. The company got bought out and some transitions happened with the pay scale, and I decided to make a change. So I exited the car industry. I didn't have a job or anything lined up. I went to online school and finished the online school in 3 weeks. And about a month and a half later, I was selling real estate. It took me about 5 months for that first check, though.
That is awesome. So, Terry, do you want to kind of tell me your journey between, you know, medical and getting to real estate?
Yeah, so I was in Florida, and I started my real estate career helping people when they were going into foreclosure in 06, 07. It was really, really bad.
Gotcha.
So we got hit hard, too. We came back to Columbus, which is where my husband's family was and my family was. And yeah, I tried the medical field. I was a medical assistant. I think I loved it, but it didn't last long. Met Alan. He was sticking people, and I was doing the best part. So yeah, like we got separated. I did a stint at Blue Cross Blue Shield. Absolutely loved it. Just loved the office environment for a minute, but then I really realized I need to be back in the real estate world. You know, the market was bad for years. So in 13, I said, let me jump back in both feet, and I built a business based off that. So yeah, when Alan was working in the position he was in, working in new home sales, I said, hey, I think we can team up and we can do some great things.
That is amazing.
Ironically, when she worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield, she worked for my mom.
No kidding. So you guys have just been connected this entire way. So it was almost inevitable that eventually you guys were going to blow up together.
Yep.
So, and that's exactly what you guys are doing. So tell me, because I'm interested for you guys, what decisions have you made that have really helped you grow the business to where it's at today? What would you say has been, you know, the most impactful?
So for me, it was really just being out there, really learning the market, learning every aspect of what it takes to really buy a house, and, you know, how it becomes an investment, to just people not understanding how easy it really can be, things like that. So I actually was able to grow the business for myself for quite some time. And then I realized I can't do it alone. This needs to be a group affair. And we worked so well together in the past. We have 6 other agents on the team now. We have an admin staff. Like it's really grown into something amazing. And I feel like it takes a team to really be able to do every aspect, because going and getting a real estate license and getting out there and trying to sell a house is fine. But there are so many levels that people don't really think about. It's not an easy check. It's something that you really have to pour your heart into. And you have to know how to protect your clients and so many other things. And I think that's what we have become so successful for, because we really take care of our people.
I love to hear that, because when I look at you guys, I look at myself and Jared and the dynamic duo of, you know, like you said, team. Having the team is everything. And without Caitlin and without our old technician Anthony, who unfortunately is not with us anymore, but you know, without those two for the past year, we wouldn't have grown, you know, nevertheless just stayed consistent for where we were at. And it's, you know, I agree with you on that. And I feel like in any industry, if you pour your heart into it, you know, you're going to have the most longest lasting impact on your clients. And I've heard this saying is a client will become a friend faster than a friend will become a client.
Yep.
And that is stuck with me so hard since I heard that, because it's the truth.
It is.
A lot of my
Yeah.
friends came from being a client. Where she was at, where she started, what changed my real estate was I came into new construction, and they really do a good job in coaching and teaching you contracts and legal and what can be done and what can't be done. Most of my pipeline from the past came from selling new construction, selling people houses, building a relationship, and when they're ready to sell, they call me because they know me. I'll go trick-or-treating on Halloween in their neighborhood and
That's awesome.
touch base. It's a lot of fun too, seeing them and seeing their kids. They get to see my kid because she's grown up doing real estate with me since she was 2. She's 9 now. And then really we have a different dynamic. We pour in kind of different connections, and it makes a big difference.
That's what you make a team with. You make a team with different levels where everybody feeds off something different. That's the
Yes.
best team.
And that's the diversity that I can see in our team is, Caitlin is maybe a little more introverted. I'm kind of ambiverted. I could be both. Sometimes I don't like the big crowds, big networking events. I'm kind of scared and I want to keep to myself. You might find me in the corner and then I'll slowly get through. But and then Jared, he hath no fear. He is just in the fire. He's going to throw himself out there, and even if he doesn't know what to say, he's going to figure out a way.
That's me.
There you go. There you go. You're taking those risks, taking those leaps, and you're gonna make it work one way or another.
I lived 2 years saying YOLO to everything. I kind of got out of that now a little bit, but yeah, you only live life once. I mean, what can it hurt? Let's get out there. Let's meet people. Let's do things. Let's jump both feet in and hope we don't sink.
Exactly.
I'm pretty good at social events. I network really well, but I'm very analytical. So she keeps telling me, just go with it. And I'm sitting here thinking before the podcast, I'm looking at other podcasts, trying to see, all right, what to wear, what to expect. I'm thinking about everything. She's like, Alan, just wake up and go with it. You know what you're doing.
And that sounds so familiar. Jared is. Sometimes Jared's such a visionary. I got to kind of rope him back in. But I can visualize things, but I'm so tuned in to those micro details that he's like, you're getting in the weeds, man. You're getting in the weeds. You're worried about it too much. Come on.
But that's why you guys make a good team. And that's why you've been able to build what you've built.
Because of that diversity, exactly.
Somebody's got to say, go, 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 and somebody's got to say, let me look at the numbers and make sure it all.
While we're going.
Yeah, we got it. Somebody's got to get it done.
So what's big and next for you immediately in the local market here?
So something really big, but I'm going to let Terry go in and start with it, and then I'll probably fill in some stuff. But what's coming in January 24th?
So we are actually hosting a humongous real estate conference here. And you know what? In all honesty, it can be just simply marketing. Any business is welcome to come at this point. We want to bring in speakers that have been doing this. Tom Ferry speakers. He's one of the biggest real estate coaches out there. I've been traveling for 3 years to hear from these people. And they like me enough that they decided they wanted to come here and teach the people here, like exactly what we do. Anywhere from YouTube to agent marketing to circle prospecting to social media prospecting. It's so much that's going to come. I've got 7 phenomenal speakers. They're team leaders, brokers, just stars in their game.
Oh, man.
And they're coming. And it's so inexpensive. It's only $99. I'm serving you breakfast and I'm serving you lunch, and you get a happy hour at the end of it. So, yeah, anybody who wants to up their marketing game even, come. And you can get it on my site at Terry Kelley Group at Revive 2024. Click the link. It's January 24th. It is an all-day event. So we'll be kicking off at 9 o'clock, run until about 4 o'clock, and then we'll just be hanging out and networking afterwards.
That's awesome. So
You guys should come too.
I was going to say, I'm going to be kicking
Yes.
myself if I don't
You
make
guys
it.
got to come.
Jared's out of town right now, so if I can, I'm going to be there because I see the value in that, and I think when we were talking about that earlier, maybe not a lot of people in this local area see the value in that because I don't feel like it's been done before in this kind of way.
It hasn't.
Congratulations for being able to have that outreach and bring people in, because that's something that people might not even understand what perspective to see that value in.
Well, that's
because it's never been here.
I have to tell her all the time. She would say speakers. Terry travels religiously throughout the year. We're talking all over the U.S. consistently going, and it's not going for vacations. Like, she's not gone on vacation. She's gone to an event where top marketing people are there learning what's working, how it's going. So predominantly that area is going to have the producing marketing people, but these are huge events that are bringing people from the other side of the country.
Right.
So she's networked and done this and built this group, and now she's able to bring it to Columbus with speakers that are top performers in a similar market like us. 2 years ago, I know one of them did $450 million in real estate in a similar market.
God.
And that's what we want. That's what you want to hear is what
That's
these
who you
people are
should be
doing.
talking to.
Yes.
If you really want to take your business to that, we were talking about Atlanta.
Yeah.
We'll go to Atlanta all day and we'll spend $100 and just go, just to be
Easy.
around something. Columbus, Georgia, we don't think like that. And so that's why me traveling to these conferences and getting so involved in this stuff was a way for me to learn a different aspect of business, of marketing per se, for everything, just so that we have, that's how the big cities think.
Right.
We're a little big city. We
Yes,
need to
we
think
are.
the exact same way. And that's what I hope to bring here. I want to be able to help each other. And not only that, is with our organization, we're all in helping each other. Like, this is not a competition. This is, how can I help you be better?
Exactly.
And I am willing to help anybody that wants to be better. They don't have to join our company. They don't have to be on my team. They just need to call me. And what do you need? I got you.
And that's how I wound up on the team. I called her throughout my career. What are you doing? How's it going? I got a question. She's been, how long have you been doing it now, Terry?
10 years.
10 years? So she had some years ahead of me when I started. I had to figure out and learn and go. And it's a difficult industry to just jump into because it's not a lot of help out there. Another thing, though, that she's doing and we started is Real Cafe. So the event's going to be one thing that kicks off 2024 to get everybody in the right mindset, understanding algorithms, what's working for like podcasts, TikToks, Instagram. And that's what these guys are coming in to tell us and teach us. The top producers are doing this to get this. So the cafes are going to be twice a month is what we talked about.
So we're actually doing once a month in different locations. Primarily they're in the Alabama side. We're doing it once a month every third Tuesday in Columbus. We'll switch between like Iron Bank and maybe one of the other coffee shops. All it is for us to sit down and network.
Right.
Like, if you have time, come sit, come have coffee. Let's talk about things. What's working? What do you need help with? What are you struggling with? What can we do for you? It's 100% give back. I'm not here to take anything. We just want to give back.
Right. So, go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with her. Go ahead.
That is like what you guys are doing is, number one, you're staying ahead of the curve in Columbus. You're bringing new methods, new technologies, things that they're doing in big cities, right? To grow this market or just simply start that kind of market here in Columbus, because I don't feel like there is one for what you guys are doing. And so you said in Alabama, whether it be Iron Bank or another local coffee shop, every third Tuesday.
In Columbus, we're doing every third Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Columbus.
And then, so for today, when I'm leaving here, I'm going to Opelika. We're doing one in Opelika.
Awesome.
So every Thursday somewhere, our company, I'm actually the state broker for Alabama with our company. Okay. So for our company, I'm doing it Alabama-wide. So we have Huntsville, Mobile, Birmingham, all those things every Thursday. But then, so for me, I wanted, again, bring it back to our area. So because I live in Valley, Alan lives out here in Columbus, but we service this big triangle area. I'm going to bring it to Columbus, so we have that there, and then I'm also going to do it in Opelika.
That's awesome.
When we talk about teams and what we can do together, there's an event this afternoon that's going to be at Pure Taqueria. So she can't make it to everything, but I can't make it to everything either. I'm going to go to that one, and next time we talk, that's going to do is get all the information together. We're still networking, we're still branching out, and we're able to do it because we're doing it together.
I like dividing and conquering with the team, because what we do is, Jared will hit the Chamber of Commerce meetings, and Jared will go out to some of the larger events like SEMA or Mobile Tech. If we can make it with them, awesome. For instance, this year we're able to take a week, and the entire team, kind of like our little vacation, and also an educational term is going out to Mobile Tech, which is a big convention for detailers. So that's what we're going to be doing. And, I have B&I meeting every single week. Today is my day at 11:30 going to B&I and just congregating, meeting with local business owners. So it's part of that team spirit where you're understanding you each have a place and you're able to split it up and come back together and put your heads together. I love that feeling, you know, and I've loved helping grow this business to where it is with Jared because we work so well together. And, you know, the same way you guys are bringing all these speakers to Columbus is I'd love to do something like that with detailing, because that's what we've been doing, is introducing something that's not here.
Right.
What we got on the wall with Detailing Success was founded by Rennie Doyle. He is the detailer of Air Force One. So last year was the 20th anniversary of detailing of Air Force One.
That's awesome.
And within that network, we have that opportunity to go out, submit an application each year, go out to Seattle, Washington. They pull in the original Air Force One, and it gets polished all the way around.
But that takes a big crew.
It's a big crew, and they're all hand selected. So it's, you know, just trying to revolutionize whatever industry you're in while still having that at-home feel of, hey, we're still here to help people. I can't tell you how many people have come in and they're like, I've got this scratch on my car. I need help right now. I have no idea, whatever it costs. And I take a look at it, touch it, you know, do you mind if I touch your car? Sure, go ahead, feel the paint. And it's, I know I could get this out in 3 seconds if I run a polisher over it. So I'll bring my paint gauge out, test the paint. Hey, it's safe. You see this black fence right here? How about you follow that down? This bay back here is where we operate. Do you have a moment? Am I holding you up? I'll pull it around just in a split. I mean, not even three seconds. Like I said, just getting that off. Making sure I take the process. Clay the area to decontaminate it, tape off the trim so I don't get any polish on it, zip it out, and their faces light up. You know, those small things that you can do for people.
They feel like a new owner again.
Exactly.
It's an amazing feeling.
It is an amazing feeling, and establishing those connections with people in the areas is what it is.
I like what you said, though, as a big team to do that, but that's what we follow. That's what we want to see, is the people that have the teams and are doing the successful things. Like, who wouldn't want to say I detailed Air Force One?
Right.
And, that's, so, you know, $450 million for one of the speakers. He has a team. He had to accumulate a team of successful people that are following and doing the right things to do that. So that's really awesome. And I love that you guys are doing businesses. One thing Terry and I talk about all the time is interviewing local businesses, networking with them, bringing them together so we can all be successful and we keep everything around our center, our area, active and healthy and strong.
I'll tell you the reason we're here today is because I guess it was probably back in November, I wanted my car detailed. I was like, I need a full-blown detail my car. I live in my car. I'm a real estate agent. I live in my car, like we all do. And so I'm like, man, I need this sucker cleaned inside and out, because I was going to go buy a new one. And I was like, you know what? Let me just make this one new. And I put a post, and all these people inboxed me. And Jared inboxed me. And he said, come see me. And I was like, okay. But then I kind of didn't. I wasn't as serious as I thought I was. Like, I wanted it done, but whatever. But he followed up his consistency. And he wasn't pushy. He's just like, hey, I'm still here if you need me.
Boom.
And I was like, you know what? That's exactly what we do. Like, we'll put it out there. You may not need it at that time, but I'm going to keep putting it out there so that eventually when you do need it, you give me a call.
Right.
And so, yes, my car still needs to be detailed.
Okay.
So I'm going to get with you guys because I live in my car and I need to have it fresh.
Well, it's these events that make a difference. We were talking earlier, you guys do boat details, and that's something we need out there on Lake Harding. We park the boat for season. We want to get it detailed before we get it sitting there, and then detailed again before we take it back out. And then, when they spill over and the boat gets dirty from the water that's out there and just sitting
They
in
drank
it.
too much. They made a mess. Let's be real. Boaters.
Or we had friends that came on the boat and they had a good time, and now we have a mess.
There you go.
He said it the politically correct way. Gotcha.
Fair enough.
Analytical.
So, you know what's cooler than detailing a boat?
What's that?
Ceramic coating a boat.
What does that do?
Go ahead. That's your job.
So ceramic coating, I actually recently put a coating on my Thunderbird. Thomas, who helps us produce all these amazing podcasts, we coated his Mustang. And I know Jerry's going to have to get his truck over here to us. It's a Silverado, right? Mm-hmm. So it keeps your vehicle clean year round.
Yep.
Okay, it doesn't bulletproof your paint job, God forbid somebody keys your car, a buggy hits it, somebody door dings you, it's not going to stop from that.
Right.
But it is think of it as a clear shield around the vehicle that's helped keeping the paint clean. When you walk outside, you're going to see the Mustang and the Thunderbird. Water is just beaded on top and it falls right off. So imagine a boat where you get like your lines on the side and it starts to give it that tingy color. You're not going to have all of that build up because the coating is going to help keep it clean. So it is a coating that's harder than your vehicle's clear coat or gel coat. It's not as thick, but it is harder, and it's there to help sustain from swirls, light scratches, oxidation. You know how cloudy boats, RVs, anything that's fiberglass can get. It helps keep that shine, and that's really kind of the main intent, is help for maintaining a vehicle.
I hadn't done it on a boat or anything, but I'm used to the truck. And when you said that, the first thing that came to mind is, oh my God, yes.
Right.
Because the wakeboards, people always pull them down and drop the end, or they set it on the boat. The water coming down, you always get those little scuffs. You're parking next to the dock, you got the floaters, but still contacts made.
Right.
So I could definitely see that benefiting tremendously more so than the vehicle, the boat, because of the treatment that it gets from the water.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I don't know anything about boats. I can't add to that one.
Okay, that's fair.
I've never even been on the lake. Isn't that bad? I've been here 10 years. I've never been on the lake. Alan's going to take me out this year, though.
You guys are going to kill me, though. I grew up on a small lake, Pine Lake in Harris County. I've never been on a boat.
Really?
In the water a day in my life.
It's different.
Now Alan's got to take you, too. How about that?
Yeah. I'm willing, man. I'll get
Absolutely,
out there.
yeah.
Off. I can swim.
I didn't say anything about getting in the water. Sit on the boat.
Getting in the water is most of the fun.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Some of his best videos that he's posted have been in the water, in the mud.
Yeah, one or the other. I just like to play. I'm a go person. It's work or play.
Yep. You got to have fun in life.
Yeah.
Got to be a balance.
Would you say that energy follows you in your work?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Like I once I get busy, I am literally on track, ready to go. I have a process. I'm ADD, and I found that with ADD, if you miss a step in your process, you got to start over. Because if you don't follow your routines, you miss things. So let's say I'm doing a contract, I normally have to step away and I'll do it by itself. And if I get interrupted, I go right back to the beginning because I wound up missing a checkbox or I wound up missing something there, and that can play a huge effect in the long run of what comes back for my clients and how well they're taken care of. I love my processes and the way that I do things, and she'll tell you, you got to adapt, and she keeps me having to adapt because it changes my process and the way I do things.
I think sometimes I feel like I'm almost getting pulled along and Jared's a step ahead of me, and that's his job, don't get me wrong. He's up and out, right? That's what his mindset is supposed to be, is big vision thinking, but I get where he's coming from because sometimes it's like, I gotta change again. I gotta change this. I gotta switch this up. Man, I'm gonna be up 3 o'clock in the morning, not really, but 3 o'clock in the morning on my docs and my sheets trying to figure out what needs to change for my processes so I can remember it for the next 3 weeks.
I can relate to something.
That's just how it is. That's how it is. So.
She's always implementing. We're trying out the newest apps, trends. We've gone through Slack, Monday. There's others that I didn't jump on board soon enough to even try because she just keeps adding new.
I'm one of those people that if they say try it, I'm saying, okay, let's try it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Now you're 2 weeks into the first one and you've got 5 more that you got to go through.
I think we had too many. She's Alan, you're hopping and say we got 5. I don't know which one you want me to. I'm gonna just stick to Slack and text messaging.
Like, why can't I just text? No.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh! Don't forget to check your Telegram too. There's something on
I
there.
mean,
yeah. Let's take it back. But it's the same thing with evolving. Like, we're doing things like this today, podcasts, instead of door knocking or instead of mailers or instead of the old thinking that we used to do. Reality is the newer generations, where are we at? We're online.
Yes.
Everything's online. And so, again, with the marketing piece, it's when I got into real estate, it was, you should email everybody, you should, this and that and that. And nobody ever paid attention. And I couldn't figure out why. Well, it's because everybody was doing the same thing. We have to step out and we have to try new things. And it's either going to work or it's not. And if it doesn't work, try something else.
I think with you guys being your most genuine selves is because everybody is online, when someone sees you and it's just you being exactly who you are and exactly who you are at face value, you've been the exact same since you've walked through the door. You guys are amazing people. I can tell you that. Is you know what you're getting. You're not online searching for someone to help you buy or sell, and there's no guessing in that. There's no, can I find someone who knows, at least knows you guys, so I know that I can trust them with all this money that I'm trying to either get out of my house or put into a place somewhere, right?
I learned something a long time ago, and I learned it from a TV star. I was reading one of his books, and he said, be you, be genuinely you all the time. I actually had a client call me yesterday, and she said, Miss Terry, I've been following you for years, and I know that you can be business and you can be personal. I know what your kids look like. I know what your husband looks like. I know what your dogs are. I know you. And that's why I want to work with you. And I appreciate that because I can't be anything other than me.
Right.
You got to know that when it's that time for me to be in business, I've got your back, period. I'm going to be me, but I've got your back.
That's awesome. And I think that's what I'm trying to aim for early on is I haven't shared much of my private life with online, but then I realized that all of my life started being consumed by work in a very positive way because it's absolutely changed my life, the opportunities that I've gotten. But with that, now I'm able to share my work and my private life because it is all I am. It's all who I am, and that's that's what I enjoy. I actually kind of want to switch over to a minute. Do we have any questions or anything like that on the live that we could potentially answer? Okay, that's all right. Do you guys have any questions for me for upscale as an entirety?
Well, we were talking about the boats and everything else and transportation on it, where you guys detail that, how convenient, how easy it is to get you guys to come in and get a detailed job done. Let's say I'm at work and don't have time to drop off the car. What options do we have?
Good question. So we love to accommodate. We love to accommodate our clients the best that we can. As long as it's within I believe it's a 15-mile radius, we will come to you to pick up a vehicle. We'll hold it here, whether we have to hold it here overnight, any way that we have to do it. If you come here and you need to get back to work or back home, we'll drive you back over. We have our mobile unit, so we can just simply come out to you wherever you are, whether it's at work, at home, a friend's house, anywhere, and then we'll come back to the main shop. We have a lot of different ways of doing it to accommodate, to make anything the easiest way that it can be.
What kind of time frame do you usually ask for?
Good question. It really depends on what you're getting done. And the way that I like to come full circle with this is we got some preset packages. Some of those go upwards of $600, which isn't always super realistic for everyone, especially if you want to maintain your vehicle. Now that's more of a reset. That is more of,
like what I need.
Potentially. But where I like to do that is even if you need a full reset, I could take a look at your vehicle right now and say, this is how many hours it's going to take, this is the shop rate, and this is how much it's going to be.
Right.
To potentially cut a fraction off of that total cost, we're doing exactly what you want because you're setting the expectations so we know what we need to accomplish, and I'm going to tell you how we're going to get there and what it's going to cost.
Gotcha.
So if I'm marketing to real estate agents, the biggest thing is time. A lot of us are on the go 24/7.
Exactly.
So we need to set aside a day and just say, go.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's we're not solely appointment based. If we're in the shop and you come in and we've got the time, we're going to get you in, because we will accept walk-ins and we will just be here at the shop making sure everything is tidy and neat. But at the same time, having those time slots and having a predictable schedule for the team and the business as a whole is really important. That's how we operate.
Gotcha.
Cool. I have to work on the time. If I gave you my car for 8 hours, I'm going to sit and go crazy. But there are those times where I know I need to get it done. So yeah,
Right.
I'll be set up an appointment for sure. And yeah, you guys should join us. Definitely join
I believe we
us.
got two questions.
Yeah.
How has the market changed?
So we've actually seen, we had an interest rate drop recently and saw the market pick back up. For about 3 months, though, it slowed down and was very difficult at that time. But with the interest rate dropping in, it's become more of a buyer's market. You're starting to see closing costs being paid. You're starting to see negotiations coming back from where before it was the sellers were take it or leave it. Yes, there's a tear in the carpet, but do you want the house? They're not fixing it. So now it's starting to become more of a buyer's market, and it's starting to become the time when investors are buying. So it's a good, smart decision to buy a house right now. And then when it changes to having those lower interest rates that are coming next year, you just refinance because you don't want to be in that situation where you're paying in a seller's market.
So this is where Al and I differ a little bit. We've always had a crazy market. It's either been up or it's been down. You know, we saw something phenomenal with interest rates hitting the 2s and the 3s.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to see that again. I don't have a magic ball, but if I had one, I don't think that the government's going to allow us to get back to that point. Do I see that the numbers are coming down? They are. What really means more than anything is, do you have a need? Do you need to buy a house? Are you moving? Are you relocating? We service a lot of military clientele. They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
The military says move, let's move. So that's one thing. You know, maybe all of your kids have grown and gone and you don't necessarily need the home that you have anymore. You need something maybe smaller, or maybe you can't get up and down the stairs. You need something that's one level.
Right.
So you have a need. If you have a need, there's always, no matter what an interest rate is, there's always that need. Now, what we're seeing was a tad slowdown. Generally, on normal years, we have a slowdown around the holidays anyway. People are holidaying. They don't care. Right now, with just that slight tick, everybody's jumped back on board.
Yep.
I've had 12 buyer consultations this week. I've had 5 listings going live next week. Why? Because people are saying, okay, here we go. But the big thing is this. While they've ticked down a little bit, if they tick down even more, we're going to get back to where we were, not interest rate wise, but we had people paying $20,000 and $30,000 over the value of a house to get a house. And that was out buying everybody that wanted to start. So what we're telling everybody, come see us. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you have a credit issue. It doesn't matter where you are. Yep. If your goal is to buy a house, come sit down with one of us. Yep. Let's make a plan. Whatever it is. It may be next year, whatever it is. But if you know what to do, then you learn. And one thing that I've always prided myself in is you don't know anything until you know it. You may not even know you can buy. You may not even think it's in your realm. But I promise you, if you're paying $1,000 or more in rent, you can buy a house.
One of the big things that Terry changed when I started with her company that I love is I used to meet a client, and I came from new construction. First thing I would say is, well, let's go talk to a lender and get you pre-approved. Terry changed that immediately when I came through the door. Alan, you need to have a sit-down conversation. You need to figure out where it is. You need to figure out these things. I asked questions before I sent a lender, and it was questions to figure out which lender to send them to that was best, because they all have different parameters for the loan, and I've been doing it for a long time, so I knew that. But she basically stopped me from doing that and let me prep them without having to send them to a lender. Mm-hmm. And then once we figure out where we're going to go, pricing and things of that nature, debt to income, what all needed to be done, then we would work further towards possibly talking to a lender or where we needed to go.
Even deeper than that, you're building a relationship. I need to know you. I need to know who you
awesome.
are. I need to know what you want. I need to know what your goal is. I don't necessarily need to know what you want in a house up front, but I need to know what your goal is. Yeah. You know, if I said, hey, go to a lender and you choose somebody and they tell you no, you get discouraged instantly. And then you said, well, I can't. Well, that may not necessarily be true because different lenders have different qualifications. But as a normal person, we don't know that. And we don't know that, you know, we get afraid when you go to a car dealer, they run your credit 50 times, it messes you up. Real estate's not the same, but it is. You still need to shop, but you need to strategically shop 2 to 3 places max because they're all going to have the same product, but they're going to have a little bit different variations. One's going to have a little more in upfront fees. One's going to have a different interest rate. You know, there's different things. But again, the average consumer does not know that. So if you come and you talk to me and you tell me, here's my situation. My credit score is only 580. Okay, well, let me figure out how I can help you get to a 600. But if you go to that bank, they require 640, so they're going to tell you no. But I got one over here that can do a 600, so I know what you need. And then on top of that, you got A1 credit. You can buy anything in the world you want, but how much can you afford? Because it doesn't really matter. If you tell me what you want to spend, and I'll figure out how to get you to that point. Now, you come and say 500, I'll figure it out, but it's not going to be easy. But if you come realistic and say, hey, a normal rent is $1,100, I can get you $1,100. May not be a mansion, but you have to think of real estate as an investment for today. Yep. It's not forever. People buy cars and switch them out every couple of years. Same thing with houses. Buy the house that you can afford to live in today. Stop being someone else's mortgage payer and pay your own mortgage. Every time you make a payment to your own mortgage, it becomes equity. If the market were to tank, that's a bad scenario. But if the market continues just on a steady path that it's been going, 2 to 3 years down the line, you may have $10,000, $20,000 in equity in the home. You sell it, you take whatever profits you have, and you put it into the next home. Your situation's always going to change. You just need to live for today and start investing in your today.
I love to point out the fact, too, that we're talking about your payment, and people focus on you're paying a mortgage, so it's paying down. But really, real estate shows consistently over decades and decades that it has continual growth. So you may have put $10,000 down, and the value, not from paying down your mortgage, the value's gone up $30,000. Now you got $40,000 back from a $10,000 investment. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And then you put it right back into your your next property, and you can avoid certain there's different tax things you got to talk to your accountant for, but there's benefits there too.
Yep, for sure. But real estate is all over. It's an investment. It's not just you're paying someone's rent. It's an investment in you.
Yep.
And you can start it today, or you can start it in 10 years. Wherever you start is how you're going to end, but it's the same in anything. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself.
Yep.
Yep.
So do you guys know an accountant? Or do
We
you have a
do.
preferred
Yes.
accountant?
We have lenders that we use. We have attorneys that we use. We have accountants that we suggest. We have all those things, and we love to network with all those people. If they want to work with us, tell them to give us a holler. You know, we're always anything. You guys, detailers, home cleaners, like anything and everything, we have a need for it.
Well, the time that both of us have spent in the industry, we've developed contacts throughout almost all businesses that our clients would utilize. And I've had the same phone number and everything since I was in high school. So my contact list is quite a bit. So is hers. They were kind of shocked when she went to one event and they asked to see your contacts, talking about lead generation, what you're doing, and marketing and stuff. And her contact phone was pretty strong, and it stood out. It made some entertaining comments.
Build relationship.
That's it.
Yeah.
Build relationship.
When is your event?
Our event is January 24th at Green Island Country Club. Again, it's open anybody who wants to learn marketing. Real estate's always real estate related, but if you want to learn just tips and tricks on marketing, you can go on our page. We're Terry Kelley Group everywhere. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Terry Kelley Group. You'll see it says Revive 2024, and the link is on there to register.
Will the market ever get down to 3%?
If my crystal ball would tell me, I would hold out and wait. But reality is,
Probably not.
there's nothing out there that makes us believe it will. Right now, I think I saw a 5.5 go out this week. Perfect credit, VA loan, etc. That is exactly where we were for 16, 17, 18, and 19. So it's just back to normal.
Yeah.
It's back to normal. You know, if we get back down there again, I think then the government's going to step back in and go, wait a minute, because things are going to get wonky again.
And you, Jared, answered the question, the most expensive car you guys would work on, and also, would you rather work on a Aguirre, Bugatti, Chiron, or Ferrari?
That's a good question.
What model?
Wow. So
They didn't say drive, they said work on.
I said work on.
You got to pull it in.
You got to pull it in. There you go. I think the most expensive car we've worked on so far, there's a couple. I mean, realistically, probably the Porsche 911 GT3. It was a 2018.
Yeah.
Beautiful car. I mean, beautiful. And with today's market, you're talking about, about 180,000. But we've had an Audi R8 V10 Plus come in. It's pretty neck to neck with that Porsche as far as price goes. And then we actually had a 1930, gosh, I want to say it was like a 34 GMC Suburban, and it was really neat. Like,
That's cool.
Really
Yeah.
neat. It was custom and it was awesome. So I can only imagine price tag on that because it's known to be the only one in North America,
Wow.
Wow.
which is
And you got to work on it.
and we got to work on
That's
it, which
awesome.
was awesome.
That's awesome.
And then what were the 3 cars again? That
The Acura, Bugatti Chiron, or the Enzo Ferrari?
okay. If it's the Enzo, I'm gonna have to go with the Enzo Ferrari. The Agera is really nice, and the Bugattis. I like Bugatti, but there's something about Ferrari and Ferrari's heritage that I kind of draw more towards.
Yeah.
Especially for the classics. I love classic Italian and European vehicles. There's nothing like the smell of the inside of a 70s Porsche. If you've
Really?
ever smelled one, it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I got to sit in an Italia 458 that client of mine bought. He was 6 foot tall. He had it custom ordered.
Congratulations.
Forgot he bought it. It took 2 years to get delivered to him. You buy them, it was custom built for him. 2 years later, they dropped it off, and he had forgot about it when it came to him.
Wow. Now that's an experience.
You kidding me?
Uh-uh.
Imagine waking up one morning and it's like Christmas.
Right.
It's like somebody bought you a Ferrari and you just forgot that it came out of your bank account 2 years ago.
Yeah, right.
It'd be nice to
Awesome.
forget that
It'd be
kind of money
nice
came
to
out of my bank
forget
account.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
But
good, awesome.
Cool.
Really quick, for 2024, what goals do you guys want to meet and what's the overall vision for 2024? Can you share those with us? I don't know if you guys have any secret goals that you're going
No.
to be working on behind the backgrounds, but
Personally, I'd like to help at least 150 families, single people, whatever, anybody that wants to start investing and purchase their own home. That would be my goal. And to help as many agents as I can just grow their business.
awesome.
my goal is not just in helping my clients purchase homes, but myself included. We talked earlier, I enjoy investing. I enjoy real estate. I think it's one of the greatest things you can utilize to grow wealth, no matter where you're from and what background you have. So one of my goals is to get a quadruplex in Florida.
Awesome.
My daughter lives down there, so it'd be something to utilize for the traveling back and forth.
Business right off.
Yep, business right. There's so many advantages to it. But also, I invest in real estate, so I like to help my clients that are investors. I like to help my clients that are residential purchasers and sellers, and I want to help them too. I enjoy my job, as we talked about. Getting them into a home, having them call me 4 or 5 years saying, Alan, we're making a change. We're ready to sell. We want to buy X, Y, and Z. We're downsizing and upgrading. We appreciate and loved working with you before, and we want to do it again. And it's a warm feeling.
That's awesome. So I think that really says, more about who you guys are and how you do business and how you operate. Is being a good human is good business.
Yep.
And we don't have a lot of those people around anymore.
Right.
We just
Agreed.
don't.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate you bringing us out today and getting to know
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yes.
we appreciate checking out the shop and seeing what you
Yeah.
guys do, and look forward to all of
Doing
us
business.
growing in business and being successful.
I do as well. And if I can make it out January 24th,
January 24th,
I will be there.
for sure.
I will
Awesome.
be there.
Bring everybody.
Yeah, we're going to be there for sure.
Something to learn. Y'all could come too.
We got to see you guys there.
Yep.
Learn something, eat a little bit, network with some very big professionals.
Sounds like a party.
Yes. We like parties.
The right kind of party.
We like
The right
parties.
kind of party.
There you go. Wonderful.
I think that brings us to a close.
Yeah.
I know you got to get going to Auburn, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got a full day ahead
I
of
do,
you.
yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.